When doing shrimp tacos, I like to actually prep the shrimp next because we want to give them some time to marinate, get a little seasoning on them before we cook them. And I'll make the guacamole last. So I bought my shrimp a 1/4 pound at the seafood store. And when you buy shrimp at the seafood store, they're not actually deveined. So it's something I'll have to do myself. Whenever deveining shrimp, I like to use a serrated knife. This is a bigger bread knife. I could use a much smaller one, but this is what I have. And I don't need more kitchen gadgets. So all you do is actually just cut on the back of it, and it just goes through the shell. And then what you want to do actually is rinse it under water to make sure that you're pulling out any of that back vein. I like to have my shrimp fully peeled to the point where there's no shell left on, including the tail, because when you're eating a shrimp taco, do you really want to be pulling out shells out of your mouth? So all I'll do is just take my serrated knife, cut on this back shell right down the middle, and then you peel off your whole shell and just pull the shell, the tail off, throw that in the garbage disposal, and then rinse this off underwater once we have all of them peeled. Okay, so I rinse the shrimp off now, and then what's really key is actually to dry it really well. So I like to use paper towels. Just make sure you're kind of blotting it dry, getting the water off, because you want to make sure that the marinade actually sticks onto the shrimp themselves. And what we're going to do for a marinade is just a little bit of olive oil, some lime zest. Zest is actually one of the most flavorful parts of a fruit because it actually has oil within it. So it will actually be a lime oil, and then a little bit of chili powder. So we want to make sure that we have them very, very dry before we go ahead and add the marinade. So I'm just going to go ahead and wash my hands and then get the different ingredients ready for the marinade. Okay, so we have a really simple marinade here. I like to use some olive oil. Just drizzle a little bit of olive oil onto our shrimp here. A little dab will do ya. Then some chili powder. Just enough to get a little bit of that smokiness on there. A little bit of that kosher salt again. And then I actually like to use lime zest. Like I said, the oils in it really make for a lime flavor. You want to make sure that you only go grate to the green area. You don't want to get into the white because the white actually is really bitter. So just a little bit of just make sure you go all the way around. And it smells amazing. I wish there was, a way for you to smell how good the slime smells right now. And then all you do is just mix it around and let it chill on your cutting board while we go ahead and make our guacamole. Okay, now for the easiest part, we're actually going to cook our shrimp. So let's just start with a little bit of olive oil in our cast iron skillet. If you have a grill pan, that would work well too, as well as a non-stick skillet, but I love my cast iron. So we go ahead and heat that oil up a little bit. Then we will go ahead and drop in our shrimp. Shrimp take next to no time at all to cook, which is why they're awesome for date night, because you can be ready to go and out the door and changed in no time flat. So we'll just let those cook a little bit. The other thing I have to tell you is about a tortilla. So I have 2 tortillas here, which I'll be using for the meal. And I'll show you how to heat them up. You can do them in the microwave with the paper towels moist over them, but I don't like the flavor as much, so I'll show you how I kind of skirt around that. I go ahead and what I do is I'll start this other burner, and I'll just move my shrimp on over so they'll finish cooking. And while they finish cooking, I'll actually cook more tortillas. So what I like to do is actually put them straight on the burner. And just let them get so they're a little bit crispy on this one side. And they actually don't stick, it's great. They just cook up pretty quickly. You'll see they'll bubble a little bit, that's when you know that they're ready to go. This is a great way to cook tortillas if you don't have a grill or anything. You can actually just cook them right over the gas stove. And look at those char marks. Those char marks are flavor. So you want to make sure that you actually have that, which is awesome. You can hear the shrimp going over, all getting ready to go over here. So you can see both sides, that one's ready to go. So let me start the next one. And while it's cooking up, let me grab my coleslaw out of the fridge. You just need a spoon. no time at all. Let this just chill out. Now I can take my tortilla, turn off my burner. I actually put the coleslaw on the bottom because that way it moistens the tortilla a bit. So just put this coleslaw down. So good. Then we'll take our shrimp, a couple pieces of shrimp per taco. Now you just add a little bit of guacamole to each one. And then, these are good enough to eat.